Hello, and thank you for joining me for another review. Today's review is going to be of a collaboration between James Finnis of Pensive Pens and Robert Oster of Robert Oster Signature Inks. We're all very familiar with the Robert Oster inks. He's taken the ink world by storm. He is on fire right now. New ink colors every day, all of them wonderful and vibrant. So I'm going to get into the review of his Lake of Fire, as well as this pen, which is a hybrid pen. Both James Finnis of Pensive Pens and Robert Oster are of Australia. And so they offered these two together in a collaborative effort, and I got it. It was one of the first 50 who had ordered, and they had a deal going on before they rolled it out to the public. So mostly I want to talk about this pen because it's a hybrid pen. So there was a lot of research done, and there aren't many, if any, like this. But because it was offered together with this ink choice, this is from a new line of inks for him, the InkArt.ink line. I'm going to show you a little bit about. We're going to do the writing sample with this ink that was provided. But the focal point is going to be on this hybrid pen, which is called the Serendipity. I like that name because it is a dip pen. This is a number 6 Jowo nib one here. It is a broad. And what's interesting about this pen is this is a dip pen that holds a modern fountain pen nib and feed. I have to check if this is a plastic feed or not. For some reason, I thought it was sold with an ebonite feed, if I recall when I purchased it. But I went back to look, and I couldn't find that anywhere in the written work. So if anyone knows, they can comment on that. But very interesting in that it's a dip pen with a regular fountain pen nib and feed. And what that does is it allows for the feed to hold a generous amount of ink with a single dip. And so the pen was created part of his artist series, or it can be used for writing or drawing. And the claim is that you could write well over a page with one dip. As we all know, with some of the other dip pens, you may get a few seconds with the steel or aluminum, the metal dip pointed pen nibs that you put in the oblique holders. With the glass dip pens, you don't get very long. But with this, they say you can write a page. And I'm here to tell you, I use this pen in my journal, and I wrote, it's an A5 journal, and I wrote 3 pages, and I still could have kept writing off of a single dip. So that's pretty impressive. Now, it was said that the pen was developed for artists and calligraphers who like to change colors often, or for those who want to test out new inks often or make swatches. Now, for all of us in the fountain pens and ink, I know I use a dip pen when I do mine. You simply write with it, swish in some water. You can write with it again. And he's saying you can do that with this. And you can do that, and a lot of the ink comes out, but I find that I need a little bit more of a cleaning, and I don't really use it in that manner. What I think this pen is great for is when you do want to change your ink often, but you don't want to refill up a new pen. You have all the pens inked that you want to have inked. You don't want to have another pen inked up for a spur moment when you'd like to try your new ink or another ink just to change up things or look in your diary or writing. And then this is what I find this pen to be good for. You dip it, I can write 3 pages, 4 pages, whatever I need in my journal, swish it, let it soak overnight or whatever, and then I don't have a whole pen to clean. I'm good. And I can try another one the next night if I want. Another ink that isn't from a inked up pen. Now, this pen, as I said, it's a number 6 Jowo nib, and this is a broad. It comes with a broad. This is a black nib, black steel nib. Some of them come gold, some of them come two-tone. This is an acrylic pen. You see there it says James Finnis and Robert Oster, because of the collaboration. This is looks to be like a mauvish red, and it's very pretty. He has many different colors that the pen comes in. You don't get a choice. You order it and you get what you get. I like this one. I've seen others that I thought were more beautiful than this. So, but they're all nice. They're all quality. It's a good hard acrylic. You can see the chatoyance in there of the acrylic. It's attractive. It posts or looks well in the hand. It's certainly long enough to write with. It's not that thick in the section, but it's, you know, it's just thick enough, I would imagine. I can put measurements in the comment section, but it feels good. You can write like a regular pen. Like I said, I think this is great for when you just want to try out a new ink and you don't want to fill up another pen. What's also nice about it, again, this takes number 6, which is pretty much standard size nib, and it comes out. Let me get my grippers here. Okay, I got my grippers here. Like I said, this comes out fairly easy. Pretty easy, I should say. Separates. You see what I mean? Like I didn't, I just swished this out, but there's some ink residue there. I'm gonna have sheeny ink in here, so it's kind of still there. It doesn't really show up in the next color dip, but I like to clean my pens thoroughly, so I actually like a little bit more than a swish or run under the water. But what's nice is it does come apart. You have to clean here a little bit if you want. I like to do that. I'm a thorough cleaner. Everybody has different standards. But again, what's nice is it's a number 6 nib, and you can put any number 6 nib on here you like, and that's another thing I love. Sometimes I have a few extra nibs I've purchased with, you know, an oblique cursive italic. Maybe I want that. You know, maybe I want to find, maybe I want to medium. You can switch this out very easily, and that's pretty freaking awesome. Like I said, it comes with a number 6 bold, I'm sorry, broad, and it was smooth as butter, very smooth. Each pen is tested before he sends them out. It's a quality Yoho nib. It's an attractive pen. As I said, it came with the Robert Oster. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying that now. I've said it forever, but now that I'm on camera, I'm messing it up. Robert Oster inks. This Lake of Fire is a wonderful ink. It was the first of their ink art series that he made for artists, but it's certainly safe for fountain pens. And so I'm going to show you how this writes, show you what this ink looks like. But like I said, something very different and interesting, and I like it. I like it a lot, and I like it for the purposes in which I mentioned. Okay, so here is an ink swab that I did of the Robert Oster Lake of Fire. As you can see here, it kind of looks it looks blue. And this is the darkest it can get. This is the light it can get. And it has great shading, and it has some sheen with the red shown here around the edges. However, I've also found that when I write on certain papers, it looks more emerald and green-like. This is regular writing paper. So you can see, you know, it kind of looks more emerald and green, like with blue overtone. So it may depend on the paper that you're writing on for what you see, but whatever paper you write on, it's going to be beautiful. That's without a doubt. So I'm going to take the pen and I'm going to dip it. I'm going to dip it in there, and now I just dipped the very end. I've been cleaning pens all day today, and I don't want to have to clean another pen. So I'm just going to write the name of what the ink is on this card here. And it's Lake. Fire. Make sure I'm in the shot here. And as I said, this pen writes extremely smooth the way it comes. But you also have that option, again, it's a broad, you have that option of putting in whatever ink you want to put in there. Now, I'm going to do some more writing with this pen. You know, I've dipped it once, I've waved it around, it's been in the air, and, you know, I'm just going to show you how much the pen can keep writing a little bit further. Okay, so we have, and you can see it's very saturated still when it writes. By now, if this were a glass dip pen, you would have been done. Perhaps even you know, an oblique nib with the metal nibs. But it is still writing extremely in a saturated mode. I don't know if you can see that. I'm sorry. Make sure I stay in the shop here. This is a, as I said, it's a Yovo nib. It's a broad steel. I mean, look how much saturation is still in this nib. You're not going to get much line variation from here, but again, you can put in a nib that has line variation. Some folks ask about flex nibs. Sure, you can put one in there. I don't know if the feed is really conducive to that, but sure, you could try it. You can put any number 6 nib on here you like. Look at how wet it's still writing. That's extremely wet. It's still showing up extremely saturated. I mean, can you see? Look at that. This is just from the single dip. I didn't even fully dip it. I just dipped the very end of the pen. Still writing extremely saturated. Now, I'm telling you that they said you could write a page. Maybe they meant a page of a, I'm just trying to show you the nib, an 8.5 by 10 nib, 8.5 by 10 paper size. I've written 3 pages in an 8.5, and I felt like I could have wrote 2 to 3 more pages. I've been waving this around. I've not dipped again, and it's still writing extremely saturated. So, like I said, I think it's good. I mean, I'll tell you how I use it. Use it however you want. But here's one thing we know for sure. You dip this pen, it lasts a heck of a lot longer than any other dip pen. You can maneuver the nib unit. You can put any number 6 type of nib on here. So for all that said, right now, the pen and the ink are being sold together for $79.99, 80 bucks out of Australia. The introductory level was a little bit cheaper. but that's what it costs. If it's worth it to you to still get this. I endorse it for certain uses, certain purposes. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you got something out of this review. If so, please hit like, but more importantly, please subscribe, as I find interesting items within the fountain pen community, or have little tidbits I like to share. I'll do a video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Peace. Have a good one.